Hey guys, Ryan Madges here from Winning International, and I'm super excited because you're about to watch an interview with one of my favorite clients in the world, Brooke, who's a phenomenal health coach. And the interview happened in Las Vegas at our last retreat, which was amazing, by the way. And we pretty much interviewed her on how she was able to go from struggling to within 2 weeks, getting complete clarity on a niche business model, more importantly, the marketing and sales components of how she could grow a coaching business, and how she did a $10,000 a week 2 weeks in after considering quitting her coaching business from lack of results. It was just an amazing story. And so I discussed with her what made the difference so that she made that switch, and how you guys can watch along and learn from that journey to be able to get that same switch and be doing $10,000 weeks in your own coaching business as well, as quick as possible. So I'm super excited, guys. Can't wait to show you and discuss through with Brooke so you can learn from that. But if you're watching this saying, this is awesome, but I want help now, then go below, put in your details. I have a couple of slots in the calendar to be able to do some clarity sessions, meaning I'll do exactly what I did with Brooke, helping her get clarity and making that switch. So then I'll help you get that exact same transformation so you can get the results as soon as possible as well. So super excited, guys. Get your notepad and pen ready, and make sure you pay particular attention to the lows, not just the highs, because it wasn't all easy. There were some specific hiccups that we had to get through that you'll need to get through as well. So keep an eye out for them. Enjoy the interview, and we'll see you guys there. Thank you so much for coming for round 2 of our case study. As you know, the footage from our first interview, which was an awesome interview, by the way, so we're going to have to really bring the energy to match it this second round. That's going to be awesome. Thank you so much for coming and being here. We're at the 7-figure coach retreat, sales retreat here in Vegas. It's been an awesome week so far, but you've been absolutely amazing. You've been getting phenomenal results, absolutely crushing it. And the thing that's kind of really, really exciting is the fact that you were able to come into the process after a couple of weeks, have a 10K week, and just crush it. So that's, for any coaches that are watching, we've got like pretty much one goal for you and I today, which is to bring the truth of what it actually took to get there to these guys so they can learn as well. As you can tell, my voice is gone because this is literally day 5 of the 5K retreat, and I've just been hammering it. So let's kick off just by giving the guys watching a little bit of an overview of your niche, and then I'll ask you some questions about the journey, and we'll just give as much value as we possibly can.
Sure.
Cool.
So I work with women and I help them heal their relationship with their food and their body. So we look a lot at emotional eating psychology, and helping them move forward in that part of their life.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you've got the message.
Yes.
Nailed.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Awesome. So that niche is really, really cool from the point of view as there's a lot of people that kind of have that issue, but it's also a little bit of a stretch because people that are in that issue aren't in the most empowered state in the world, which means that it can be a little bit of a stretch for them to want to invest. So you really need to be your best to be able to get people through, and the fact that you were able to get that traction so early was just so awesome. So great job.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. So let's talk a little bit about, for the people watching, they're like, okay, yeah, great. She went from zero, well not zero, but pretty much just started.
Pretty much zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zero to 10K in a couple of weeks. That sounds kind of magical, even unrealistic. What actually had to happen breakthrough-wise? Because all the coaches, including myself when I started, don't look at the logic. It's more of an emotion. It's like 10K is a huge amount. But in reality, it was for you, it was 4 sales. So you made 4 sales at 2.5K each, which is 10K in a week, which is ridiculous, which is awesome. So what do you think was like the breakthrough that you needed to have to be able to go from scratch to being able to do 10K in 2 weeks? For anyone watching, it'd be awesome to get to 10K in 2 weeks. What do you think, if you could pass on kind of what you think made the difference for you so they could get that same growth?
I think, I don't know if it was so much a breakthrough, but it was more just having a really clearly defined path. Sure. And that was the first time that I'd ever had that since I'd started coaching, and I knew exactly what I needed to do. That was broken down into basically day by day. And so when I woke up in the morning, the quarterly plan. So I knew exactly where I was meant to be at the end of the quarter, and then so therefore at the end of each month, this is where I needed to be. So therefore every week, this is what I had to do. Awesome. And so waking up in the morning and having that clarity was invaluable for me, because up until that stage, I'd a hard worker. I never an issue doing the work, but I had no clarity and no direction. So I was just running around in circles, wearing myself into the ground and not seeing any result. Sure. And all of a sudden it was like, oh, so I just need to tick off these few things. And if I don't do it, someone's going to check up on me. How easy is that?
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. That was very clear. So for the guys that are watching, when Brooke came in, and when any clients come in, they get sorted with a quarterly plan. So what are they going to do for the next 12 weeks? Everything. So all the marketing campaigns, how many sales sessions they need to do, where they're going to be at, what their price point is, their niche, all that clarity stuff as well. So there's nothing that can potentially be a huge roadblock to getting that level of success or knowing what to do. Because if I get overwhelmed or confused or I don't know exactly what I need to do, I just do nothing. That's me personally. So I totally get how that feels, which is why we've got the plan. So awesome. So
sorry, can I just say one thing? It's also, I had the clarity, these are the things to do, but then it was, and here's how you do them. So here's the link to the tutorial to do that thing. So literally everything was laid out for me.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
So clear.
Yeah,
that's the purpose. It's like there's nothing. The reason that we do that's for obviously two reasons: to make your life easy, but also to rid of excuses. So people have no opportunity to say, "Oh, I couldn't do it because of this or that," because everything's there, and it makes it so easy. And because you're such an amazing action taker, like you said, you're a hard worker. I feel like for anyone watching, that's such a necessary ingredient. Like you need to, or any coach needs to be willing to put in the work. And it doesn't have to be all day, every day, hustling like crazy. It just has to be, like we said, 4 sales in a week. Which for you, how many sessions was that week? How many sales sessions?
That week I think was 8.
8.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you had 8 sales sessions and made 4 sales. So you converted 50%.
Yeah, it was huge.
Awesome.
Yeah,
which is great. It's awesome. So you literally did 8 sessions and got 4 sales, made $10,000. I feel like those numbers are very manageable. 8 sessions is about 2 days where you were, 2 short days where you were having conversations with people who were totaled up. So it's not ridiculous, but it produced such an awesome outcome. So do you think there was much of a difference between the actions you started taking when you entered the process versus what you were working hard on before you came into 7-figure?
Huge.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I think I remember maybe speaking to you or Zach shortly after I joined the program, and I was like, oh my God, what was I doing for the last 3.5 years? Like I was kidding myself if I thought I was running a business.
Sure.
I feel like I was literally just wasting time, procrastinating, writing blogs. I said, I've got to update my website, write a blog. There was no lead generation going on, no marketing outside of blogs.
Sure.
Yeah.
Which is, it's fun because you don't get told what to do when
No.
you start as a coach. It's just like, I love these people, I want to help these people, how do I find them? Okay, it seems that everyone else has a website.
Yeah, let's do that. That's what I need to do. And why aren't these people, like I've opened for business, why aren't these people knocking at my door? And that's what became so clear. As soon as I joined the program, it was like, so I actually need to generate leads and market myself and then have sales conversations.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and it's so simple. You highlighted before, it does take work. I had this plan, I knew exactly what I had to do and how to do it, but that means nothing if you don't wake up in the morning and actually implement it. Yeah.
So how many kind of marketing campaigns and stuff do you think you were launching on average per week? Because it's not ridiculous.
Oh, I didn't launch a huge amount because the ones that I did launch, I had a huge response from. So a lot of my time was just managing them. So I would say over the kind of the 2.5 months that I've been in the program, probably it's average 1 a week. Yeah, and the most basic of the marketing campaigns that you guys teach, because again, I just have been working on those leads.
Opportunity funnel?
It was an opportunity ad, yes.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
So with the opportunity, and how long did that take to set up, like to do a new one every week?
Less than an hour. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like it takes less than an hour to get all your leads sorted.
Yeah.
Whereas the problem is that most coaches aren't willing to put that hour in. I think that's just mind blowing. It's like, it's just 1 hour.
Yeah.
Some people more. If you're not tech savvy and you've never done it before, then it might be 3 hours or 4 hours.
Of course. But even if it took a whole day and then you have leads for the month, it's like, spend the day.
Exactly, 1 day.
Yeah.
Which is why it's easy to look at this and go, it's actually hard to fill your time with other stuff. Because it doesn't take that long to get your marketing done. Sales is probably the most time consuming thing starting out.
Yeah.
You have to do that. And then fulfilling content and creating all the stuff to do with your course, which once it's built is done anyway. So it's kind of working harder at the start and then having it all done. How do you feel about your program at this point?
Really excited.
Yeah.
So I've got women, we're halfway through
Awesome.
the first time I've launched it, and it's been amazing, incredible feedback. I've already learnt so much about how I'm going to improve the program moving forward.
Of course.
Yeah. But, and it's, it's in practice and I'm seeing the women's results. So it's really building belief, which then makes all my marketing and lead generation and sales from now on even easier. Yeah.
So proud
it's
of
so
you.
exciting.
You've absolutely crushed this.
Thank you.
Yeah, like not many people, even people that go into obviously you got Zach there, so you know that if you don't launch, you're going to get a phone call. You're going to get a little bit of a friendly grilling, sometimes a not so friendly grilling to make sure that you're on track and you have that away from a motivator. What else do you think made the big difference this time? Because obviously over the last, few years before starting when you were coaching and stuff, you weren't getting the traction as much. Or obviously you weren't implementing, you said you're procrastinating a lot. You also didn't know what to do, but let's just say you did. You weren't working as hard. So what do you think made the difference now? Like why did we break through now versus over the last couple of years? What's changed? Why was this time different?
It was just my level of commitment. So I actually, at the end of last year, so 6 months ago, I took 3 to 4 months completely off my coaching business because I was so burnt out.
Wow.
And I was so clear that I couldn't continue the way I'd been going. And I just...
there for a second. You said you were burnt out, but then you also said that we weren't doing much.
Yeah. So I was busy, but not productive, but just running myself into the ground.
That's a really important thing to note there.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it before as well. I've had, literally, I worked with this one guy, was like my most extreme example of this I've ever seen, who went to hospital and didn't tell us until afterwards, but he literally went to hospital because he burnt out so much that he literally did nothing. Absolutely nothing. So he had 0 results. He was so burnt out he went to hospital, but he did nothing. He was working long hours and filling it with nothing.
Yeah.
I think that's like really...
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and that's why...
It's easy to fall into that trap though. It's not like you're a bad person or an unproductive person. It's stressful when you don't know what to do, and they're nerve-wracking steps as well. It's like harder to pick up the phone and do it's like a sales call versus checking your email.
Oh yeah.
Or putting out a blog. Yeah, totally. Sorry, keep going.
No, that's okay.
So it was different and...
So I had to step away because I was so overwhelmed and I didn't want to make a decision in that place. So I said, I'm going to take a bit of time to rest. And then, then we spoke early in the year and something just shifted in me, because I was so close to walking away forever. And it was such a step up for me to join the program. And after speaking with you, the first time we jumped on the phone, I wasn't joining. I didn't have the money. I wasn't doing it.
Right?
Yeah, I didn't have it. Yeah.
For the first year.
Yeah. And I just thought, no, it's just not going to happen. But then after spending a little bit of time with you, it was an absolute no-brainer for me. I was so excited and clear on where I wanted to go and how to do it.
I was excited.
It was very exciting. And because it was such a big commitment and a big step up for me, I just made the decision to be fully invested. So in my mind, it was all in because I was so close to just being all out. And I thought, you know what, before I bail out, I want to be fully in. And I realized I'd never been that before. And because I didn't have the accountability, I didn't have the direction. So it didn't matter if I was only playing at 50%. But here the stakes were higher. I'd committed to a year, I'd committed to 20 grand. And I just wanted to give it everything because then at least if I failed, I would know and I could close that chapter and move on.
Yes.
But so quickly, in the first couple of weeks of the program, made back the investment plus more. Yeah, wow. And it was just wow. And that's purely because I just jumped in and took action and decided to be all in.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So it wasn't the first 2 weeks you made your investment back. What was because you made, how many sales did you make? Well, I think we figured out to be around 30K.
Well, yes. So I know in the first 5 weeks, it was, 30K in the first 5 weeks.
Yeah, wow. That's awesome.
And that blew my mind. I probably didn't make that in the year before from my coaching business.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I was kind of smiling a moment ago because you said that, hearing you saying that you might not continue your coaching business, knowing now where you're at, there's just absolutely no way on earth you'd stop.
No way.
Yeah. It's just so good to hear. Have you ever made an investment quite as intense over the last few years?
No, I'd always let my fear stop me. Always. And I would just say, no, I just can't do it. I don't have the money or it's not the right time. And I would always just let that hold me back. And that's a big part of why I never, no one ever held me accountable to that. No one ever pointed out to me that was just my fear and that was why I was staying stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a big part.
You made a massive commitment.
Yeah.
More commitment than ever before, so you have more commitment than ever before. And when I launched this business, I invested in a 50K mentor, and that just, the program I went into wasn't that high quality. It was nowhere near. There was zero accountability. it was like a couple of retreats you went on, and there wasn't much content. It was wasn't a very good program, but had nothing to do with it. It was just the investment alone. I got my return like 10 times over just by investing, because it was me committing. So I totally get that. I feel like there are so many coaches that are stuck in that same place. So for the guys watching, if you kind of feel like, even if it's not investing in a program, but you put 20K down on some marketing or something that where you're like, okay, I'm all in now. As opposed to kind of like dipping your foot in and not having a full crack.
That would be one of the biggest pieces of advice, is back yourself into a corner so you don't have any other choice but to make it happen. That's when it's going to happen.
That's what I needed.
Same.
I felt like I could potentially make it happen over the next couple of years, but I got my first 50 clients in the first 10 weeks, and there was no way.
It's huge.
Because I had to. If I didn't, I wouldn't have been able to afford the payments for this program. And like, if I say I'm going to get it done, I'm always get it done. So backing myself into a corner and fighting my way out. I feel like so many coaches kind of trying to run away from that. They want to take the path of least resistance, which keeps them comfortable and they don't do anything. Awesome takeaways. Cool. If there were some lows throughout the process, it's been pretty quick and positive, but if there were some things that were a struggle, what would they be? Or even if it's just one thing that's kind of been a struggle, like just so the guys watching, it's not just been all fun and games. Like,
no, it's hard work. It is hard work, as we said at the start. It's only because I've taken action that I've seen results. So you guys give us everything we need, but unless we step up and implement it, we don't get any result from it. So it is, and understand it is hard work. You're going to have to put in time and energy, and you're going to have to invest money, but it's all an investment. And if you do that, you're going to see the result really, really quickly.
You will.
There's no way you can't.
It's like your investment in the program is $350 a week, but then you made 30K in the first
5 weeks.
5 weeks. Which is crazy. It doesn't even compare. So that's awesome. But again, if you'd done nothing, you would have made zero. You would have been down whatever that amount would have been, like a few grand. You'd have been negative a few grand versus being up like whatever, 28 grand.
And it's also, and on that taking action, it's consistent action as well. So that's been challenging, because I've stepped into this new space and seen incredible results really quickly. And then, life's going to throw you curveballs. So things will come up and you're going to be challenged and held to that. And it's, finding how to be consistent even when those things are there.
Because you got awesome results.
And
then you're like, holy crap, I got all these results so quickly. It's just sometimes people don't know how to react. I did myself as well. I got awesome results, like first 50 clients, and then after that I kind of plateaued a little bit because I was a little bit overwhelmed almost. And so went the opposite way and did nothing for a little while, and then went, holy crap, to win at this game you have to be consistent. So that's a really good point. Thank you for sharing. What do you think your 3 biggest learnings have been for the guys watching that you think would be really helpful for them to understand? Because those guys watching are either at scratch or maybe making max a couple of grand a week, and they want to get to that next level. What do you think you could tell them that you've learned that would make a big difference?
I think the biggest thing, I mean, there's so many, I think I've said that a million times already, but one of the biggest things is just recognizing, there's this beautiful quote, you are not an island. And you're not an island. You're not out there in the ocean all by yourself doing it yourself, and you don't have to. There's no one who you look up to as a leader, as a coach, as a mentor, as a hero, who's done that on their own. Every single person who is high performing, no matter what area, they have a team of people supporting them. And yet, as coaches, we come in and we kind of feel like we have to do it ourselves because we're a coach. We're supposed to have it all together and we're supposed to be able to do that. And no one does, and you don't have to. So definitely just get the help you need in whatever capacity and utilize it as much as possible.
Yeah, cool. I think that's the key to utilize as well. Because like we've got whatever 35 or whatever it is coaches here who've come to Vegas. Not every coach here is crushing results like you are. But most of the room are doing really well, but then there's a few people in the room that aren't because they're just not utilizing the program. It's like they're here, which is a start. A lot of people aren't. But they're not utilizing it. It's just so funny to see. I would say, cool. Everybody who's gotten their goals for the quarter stand up, and then they stand up, and it's like they're all the people that have been consistently participating in the program, being in the webinars, getting their work done, taking action. And then every single person that didn't get results was like not where they want to be. They just haven't done anything. It's just so clear. So it's like if you do the work, you'll get the results. Awesome.
Yeah, and I also feel, I mean, I've had great results, but I feel like I'm not utilizing it to the full potential as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, wow, what's then even possible? So yeah, definitely.
Based on this conversation, we're going to start utilising even
Oh,
more.
100%.
You do utilise it a lot.
Yeah, I do, but I still feel like there's more to go.
Of course.
Yeah. So that's definitely been a big learning for me. Just going all in. Like if this is, you know, if you've started a coaching business, you started with this beautiful vision and this beautiful intention and dream for your life. And if that's what you're going to do, then do it. Don't say, yeah, this is what I want, this is what I'm going to do, but I'm only going to do it like 10%. Have a go, like jump in, be 100% and give it everything. Because as I said early on, if it absolutely fails and you can't make it work, if you've given it everything, then you know that's just not the path and you can close the door and never regret a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but if you don't, then you constantly live with the regret of, oh, what if I just took that step? Yeah.
The cool news is anyone that commits 100% can make it happen. There's not one coach on earth that if they commit 1,000,000% and they're consistent, everyone will get results.
Yeah.
It's like a big part of it. Because again, for you, when you got your results, you got 4 sales, 10K in a week. This is one example, and did 8 sessions. If you didn't do any sessions, you wouldn't get any results, but you did 8 sessions.
Yep.
So if there's any coach out there, here's what I would say is the determining factor. Do 5 sales sessions a week for 10 weeks, and if you're not getting any results after that, then you can say it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But it's impossible not to get results when you're speaking to people whose lives you desperately want to change. You're on there being authentic, being present, and actually helping them. You will make sales, especially if you got your niche right, your business model right, your price points, they're premium, it's a results-based program. It's almost impossible not to get results. Yeah. What do you think the third one would be? So don't do it by yourself. Go all in.
Yep.
Could even be a strategy-based thing.
Yeah, that's what I was leaning towards. I think it's be really clear, like know what your message is, who your niche is, and have the strategy to be able to execute that. Because if you've got, again, if it comes down to clarity, if you've got clarity around what your message is, who you do that for, and how you do that, and then you have a plan of how to implement that from a business perspective, again, you can't fail if you're taking action on it.
100%. Have the blueprint, have the strategy, the marketing, the sales. What do you think's been most helpful throughout this process so far strategically with what we've gone through? Is it in the marketing stuff, the sales stuff?
I think it's the marketing. So a huge value from the sales, but it starts with the marketing. So if the leads aren't coming in, then I don't have the opportunity for the sale.
That was a big stretch for me as well.
But even through the program, it's what used to be scary for me. I think, marketing, I don't know how to do that, or it's really expensive, or it's really technical. You guys break it down. It's like, that's actually quite simple. I could implement that, and there's tutorials. I've got people to ask on how to do it. And so, when the marketing's there, the leads are coming in, and that's everything is based on that.
Awesome.
It's
only 1 hour a week at this point for you.
It's crazy.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for everything you've gone through so far. You've been so honest, authentic, genuine, which is amazing. And you've been such a rock star, so you get a great story, and it's inspiring for me to listen to, to then be able to tell it. And for the guys that are actually listening along, the coaches, I'm sure you've really held them out as well. If there was one kind of finishing piece of advice that you would give, what would that be for the coaches listening?
Or something in this meeting Houston?
I think it's something I've already said, but it's like if this is what you've chosen to do with your life, it's because you have something incredible to give. You've got a beautiful heart, you want to impact, you want to help change lives. So set yourself up with the best opportunity to do that. Get the support you need, get the strategy and the skills that you need, and just go for it, and then be 100% in. Because if you don't have that, you can't impact the lives that you want to impact. So make it easy for yourself.
I think that's something that we can all relate to, even me. Because for me, it's been a massive stretch recently in my health and my relationships. It took me so long to reach out. I thought, your health, you should just be able to do that yourself. It's like, if you're not getting the results, you hire someone straight away, or you're in some sort of support process. Straight away, you don't even have to use any willpower. It's already done. You've invested, so you have to do it. You might have a bad week here or there, but you're getting rid of all necessary willpower that you have to use. Before, you were using like 100 units of willpower every week and getting nowhere. And now you have to use like barely any willpower and you're getting everywhere. Just by hiring someone.
It's a no-brainer.
It's
It's massive for me as well. So I'm literally, the last one is I'm going to hire like a relationship coach soon as well.
Awesome.
Not because a relationship's terrible, but just because this is going to always take you to the next level.
And, you know, as you're talking then, it just reminded me of a quote that I talk a lot with my clients, and I try and remember for me, where how we do one thing is how we do everything.
Yeah,
so, you know, for you, it's like you want to be the best at things, you want to grow, you want to improve, and you just to do whatever it takes to get there. And so you did that for your business, you've done that for your health, and you're doing it for your relationships.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, where I was before, and where probably a lot of people who are watching is they're letting that fear stop them. They're thinking that they have to do it themselves. They're thinking they're not worth it, whatever's running through their head.
Yeah.
And, you know, they might take a few steps forward, but then let that all overwhelm them and run back. And it's important to realize that that's how your whole life is playing out. You're not living to your full potential.
Yeah.
So if nothing changes, you're going to get to the end of your life and have these hundreds of regrets where you wish you just had that one moment of courage where you just said yes and trusted that it would work out. And as soon as you do that once, you can start to do it more and more. Yeah.
It's a decision. It's
Yeah.
a big decision. I just love what you said. It's like, just takes a second.
It's a moment of courage.
A moment of courage,
Yeah.
and then everything changes.
Yeah.
It's the same with every big decision that I've made. Hiring a 50K mentor, getting an office space, hiring 4 full-time salespeople at once, making decisions that take that little. Even with my fitness coach, it's like, he just does week by week, but I paid him for 6 months up front. Just because of like, what a cool decision I can make. And then the whole next 6 months, I don't even have to think about it. It's already done.
Yeah.
It's been an awesome interview. Thank you so much. And
Thank you.
congratulations on your results. You're an absolute superstar. Absolutely can't wait to see where we are at the next retreat, because I know you're going to crush it.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I can't wait.
Thank you so much again.
Thanks, Ryan.
Awesome, guys. How amazing was that? Brooke is such a shining light. She's such an amazing person, but has achieved such phenomenal results, mainly because of her phenomenal mindset. However, it took a huge structural change, a huge amount of clarity that needed to be gained around niche business model, price points, the plan of what she needed to do with her lead gen and her sales that made all the difference for her. And I would love to help you do the exact same thing, get that exact same clarity and put together a plan for you. So if you'd like that now, go below, put in your details. I'm doing this for free, but I've only got a couple of spots in the calendar. I love doing these sessions because they radically change everything that a coach thinks is possible. And usually they come in looking for one thing, leave with everything being different in an amazing way. So to grab that session, go below, put in your details, and I can't wait to speak to you soon.